Hi, everybody. I want to start by thanking everyone for being here today to honor my dad. Most of you know me, but for those who don't, I'm Rick's youngest son, Tristan. And if you didn't know that before, well, it was probably pretty obvious. I've been told my whole life how much I look and sound like Dad. I've even had complete strangers stop me on the street recognizing me just because they knew him. Hey, are you Rick's son? Yep, I sure am. When people who didn't know Dad ask me about him, the first thing that always comes up, and this is going to surprise absolutely no one here, is hunting. The LeFevers love to hunt. If you look at our family tree, it's got a tree stand in there, and a barrel of bear bait chained to the trunk. And Dad just wasn't any hunter. He was the best there was. Few things made him happier than being out in the woods. That's how I remember him the clearest. Fully in his element, up in the mountains hunting for something. Deer, elk, bear, coyotes, quail, bobcats. If there wasn't something to hunt, we'd fish. And if we weren't fishing, we were out there hunting for something else. Mushrooms, arrowheads, obsidian. Dad taught us so much out there. He taught us how to handle our weapons, how to navigate the forest, how to pay attention so we never got lost. He showed us how to fletch arrows, set traps, track game, and most importantly, how to know when you had a good shot and when you didn't. I still remember the first time Dad took me out hunting, just the two of us. Now, Dad had a lot of hunting buddies over the years, but his favorites, at least as I remember it, were Grandpa Walt, Grandpa LeFever, and my big brother Chad. Being the youngest, I usually just tagged along with the group. Dad would go up the hill to push the game down, while I stayed back with whoever was hunting with him that day. But this time, it was just me and Dad. We drove up some old dirt road, veered off into the lodgepole pines, and stopped at one of our spots. He hopped out the rig, grabbed our rifles, and we walked a little further before Dad turned to me and he said, "All right, Tristan, you're staying here. I'm gonna go up that hill and scout the trail, try to rustle something down. If you see a coyote come through the brush, you aim straight, and you take your shot. I'll be back before sundown. Love you." And just like that, he disappeared over the ridgeline. I was scared. I'd always known Dad would come back, but I'd never been out there alone before. He taught me what to do if I was ever stuck in the woods. Could I actually do it? I sat there for hours as my worry turned into boredom. I remember thinking, why do I have to just sit here? I could be at home watching TV or riding my bike. But then, as the sun started to set, that boredom turned into something else. Contentment. It was peaceful, beautiful, and then in the distance, I saw a figure coming down the mountainside. That day, Dad taught me something. He taught me patience, because not everything comes quickly or easily. He also taught me confidence, because he believed that I was capable before I even knew it myself. And finally, he taught me that the best things in life are free. I've seen a lot of beautiful sunsets in my life, but I'm always going to remember that one. That's the thing about Dad. He was a born teacher, but his lessons didn't come through lectures, they came through example. He taught me to be kind to everyone you meet. He taught me to move fast and with intent. Hesitation was not Dad's way. He taught me to do what you love and to do it often. He taught me that money isn't everything. True wealth comes from happiness. And he taught me that when there's no path forward, well, sometimes you just have to find another way. As I got older, Dad and I didn't always see eye to eye. I can be stubborn, hard-headed, and I tend to avoid conflict. Traits I got straight from him. But whenever I needed him, he was there. And no matter what, at the end of every conversation, every message, Dad always made sure to say, "Love you." Maybe that's the best lesson he ever taught me. Always tell the people you love how you feel. Well, that's what I'm here to do today. Dad's gone off on one last hunting trip, but this time, I'm not scared anymore. Because I know that he's not really gone. He's just gone up ahead to scout the trail. He's crested that ridgeline, and he stepped over the horizon, and I know we'll see each other again at sundown, and it'll be beautiful. I love you, Dad.